Yesterday we discussed it till like in the previous session we discussed it till after update. So there are other events also if we can consider like if any contact get modified in the sense today roll assembler the contact might get created, might get updated or might be deleted and it can be restored from the recycle bin, right?
Yeah.
What are the other events that we left with? So let me go to the handler first, contact handler. I'll define my other methods public static void after delete. What kind of data I have in after delete? Trigger context data, map of id comma contact, new map. Can I use new map? After delete new map, is it it's okay to use or it's not okay to use?
It's only old map, right?
Yep, right. So if it is after, ensure that you always follow the old one, okay? After undelete. And I'll say map of id comma contact.
So for after delete, you're using new map.
No, I'm not using, I just mentioned it. That's it. So for after delete, I recommend to follow only trigger.old details. If you use trigger.new or trigger.new map, you'll get dereferenced error object. Let me use new map only and I'll show you what happens. Okay.
Okay.
Instead of new map, I'll define old map and I'll change its input key. That is more than enough. So now we got this old map and new map, everything. Let it get deployed. And in the trigger side, let's define the other two terms after delete, after undelete. So when I have events defined, let me define my else if statements. Else if trigger dot is after and trigger dot is delete contact trigger handler dot after delete, right? So instead of old map, I will pass my trigger dot new map. Now I'm passing trigger dot new map only. As I mentioned, we'll test this one and we'll see that error, then we'll update our code. Trigger dot is after and trigger dot is undelete. Contact trigger handler dot after undelete. For undelete, you always recommended to use trigger dot new or new map, right? For undelete. And there will be no before event for undelete operations. Clear, right? Deploy. Here, what exactly we need to do? Tell me one thing. While inserting, after insert, what you are doing for a rollup? You are getting your account IDs, you are querying your accounts, and then you are updating, isn't it? Right? You are doing same, right? You are getting your account IDs. Yes, right?
Yeah.
And then you are passing those account IDs to update accounts is a private method. Now that is for after insert. What about after delete? Even for after delete, you need to get account IDs and then you need to pass it to update accounts. Same, right? If you can look into it.
Yeah.
What about undelete? Undelete is the restore. Again, whatever the account contacts are getting created, those contacts you need to extract your account IDs and you need to pass to update accounts. isn't it? It looks similar, right? Any question, any confusions here, any alternative you're thinking of?
I
So,
think same is fine.
yes, same is more than enough. So, what is the only one thing we had here? Let me go here. Find duplicates, roll up summary on insert. This is on before insert. Here also I will be calling same method because it's the same method. I can reuse it. Say deploy it. Variable does not exist. Okay.
That's a new map. It should be old map, right?
Yes, you are right.
So why you are doing this, Deepak? Like why you are
What we are
getting that
doing now? What is the requirement we are thinking of? I need to see
after?
number of contacts in my account object at any point of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Contacts will modify in four different cases. Contacts might get inserted, might get updated, might get deleted, and might get undeleted. Four events, right?
Yes.
Earlier we written two events, after insert and after update. And
Yes.
now today we are extending our functionality for the rest of the two events so that we can completely build our roll-up summary logic and between account and contact.
Okay.
And why I am not writing code, why I am reusing? Because this is a agenda to create a different classes so that you can invoke whenever you need it. See, let's not worry whether it is on insert rollup, whatever on insert or on only after insert whatever, but you have a new map details or a old map details. If you pass a map, this is exact same logic you wanted again. What if you write also, you will be writing same line of code. There will be no change, not even a single line it will change. Due to that, whatever logic you are expecting, that is working. We think that this will gonna work, so we use it. If it is not working, we might need to update a code. So you can ask me, how can I know before starting my code? Okay, it's okay. If you don't know, you are using it and you are doing some testing. If the testing is passed, it means that this is working. If that testing is the outcome of that testing is not matching your expectation, then what we'll be doing, you will be writing your own logic, or if any necessity, you can also make changes within the method only without without breaking any existing functionality. You will be updating the same method. So this is a trial and error now. Whatever we are doing, this we are going to test. If this is tested and the outcome and expected results are same, then we'll say, hey, this is working as expected. If it is not working, then we might need to write a different logic. Okay. In this case, we had some issues. For sure, we had an issues. I'll show you what. Now, if I go to my contacts, I'm trying to delete it. Let's say I'm in contacts. I'm trying to delete it. What is saying? The problem is saving this record. You might not have a permission to edit it, or it might be deleted or archived. Contact your administrator to help. This is not just a notification, this is an error triggering from trigger. The reason behind for a delete, what type of record you are using here? In that from trigger, you are passing trigger.newmap, right?
Yeah.
In the you understand, if you are doing from a trigger and it is a trigger.new map, after deletion you are trying to perform some operations. Will that be possible? Because record itself is deleted, from where you will get a data, right? For system it doesn't know, right, whether the for system record doesn't exist because it is already moved to bin. Clear?
Yeah.
There is a problem saving this record. You might have not have a permission to edit it. So why it is not a permission to edit it, it is giving instead of saying it got deleted. If you can think of sharing rules, due to sharing rules, the record can be shareable and it can also hide, isn't it? It will enable security. At this point of time, system is thinking that you do not have access to view this contact. That's it. It is not saying that it got deleted and all. It is thinking first possibilities. You might not have an access to it, or it might get deleted or archived. Archived in the sense if it is like a too much of data, we do archives in Salesforce. Data archives in the sense will store unused like a very old details into one subfolders, I mean sub memory. That memory it might get moved to that archived folder. Please contact your administrator to restore it back. That's the concern. Okay. The reason behind because you are trying to use trigger.new map. What if you are doing your operations on a old map? You can do your operations on a old map. See. Now I am trying to delete it. It got deleted. And if I go to my accounts, how many contacts I have now? Two, right? Only two I have, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I go to my contacts, now I have account total contacts is one. Wait, one minute. Issue is here. Total contacts one. Let me restore it back.
Then account number it is showing show. It is showing to
Account number is different. Don't get confused. It
old
is
one, right?
yes. This functionality will change.
Okay, okay.
Let me go to recycle bin and restore the record. Recycle bin. The contact, whatever I deleted now, restore. Here, how many contacts I have? Refresh. Three contacts. Three contacts in the sense. Okay, if I delete it, delete. Looks like we had a serious problem here. We'll figure it out what is happening. It is saying one. Okay, we had a serious problem. So the expected results is 2 and we are getting like 1. Let's go and enable our debug logs. So I'll enable my debug logs. Turn on Apex replay debugger log. So because I don't know why this issue coming. So now I'm trying to figure it out by doing a debugs. So there is an option called turn on Apex log for replay debugger. We can replay the debug logs, how the execution went. Oh, okay. Entity trace flag is overlap. Entity trace ID. It is saying that there is an already trace flag entity. So now what I'll do, I'll go and I'll remove my entity here. Go setup. Debug logs. Now I'll delete it. And I'll also delete the other one. We don't need him. Again, I'll try to turn on. SFDX, turn on Apex debug log for replay debugger. I'm doing that. Now what happened? There is a one number is missing. For if I'm deleting every time it is reducing one number. Why it is reducing something we need to identify. Now before doing that, I need to do few things. Let's go to package.xml. And I don't need static resources in this case. And I'll retrieve everything from the all Apex classes because there might have a chances that Apex class got updated. So I'm taking my fresh copy. Okay. Now let's go back and execute same functionality by going recycle bin. First I'll delete the contact. Hey. No. New contact. One minute. This is a contact and it is related to Viharika and my account name is Deepak. So whatever doing I'm modification is on related contacts, not on contacts record. Here we had like two only. You are right. I'm right. So let's do one thing. Refresh. Restore. Refresh. Here how many contacts we have? Two. This is a relationship. You remember we have account and contact relationship, right? One contact can have multiple accounts. You remembered this? Sharing contacts more than one account. How many contacts we have? Only two contacts only. So it is giving number, right? But anyway, we'll go and see the debugging. Control Shift P. SFDX colon get Apex debug log. You will get debug log something like this. So in this we need like first one. So here as soon as you get a debug log, you can right click and launch Apex debugger with current file. So you got logged in. Guys, you there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. On
Once
click.
again, can you show launch Apex from first?
Okay. Right click on it. Launch
Oh.
Apex replay debugger with current file.
Okay.
And if you click a play, right, it directly executes and it will stop. If I want to stop at this place, at a line number, you can apply a brakes. See, I'm applying my brakes. So on click of launch Apex Replay Debugger, if I click a play now, it will go and stop at this point of time where exactly the action has been performed. Okay. After that, if you want to go inside to this line, then you need to go into step info, F11. Or if you wanted to go step over, okay, if you have like a 3 line something like this, and you wanted to go next to it, then you can go step over. Step over in the sense from the same file, next line. Let me go inside a step into. I went inside. So here I need to go step over. Where exactly it is executing? Oh, here it is executing, and I'm going step over. And here, this is a different class. I need to go inside to that class. Again, into, and you can see in local, static, global, the variables are not been shown yet. Let's go next step over. Now you got the new map details. So whatever the data you have, you can able to hover it and you can see, oh, there are too much of details that you are getting in, right? Whatever the record you are trying to modify, you have that information available. Clear? Copy value, you can copy it. You can do a control N, paste it. Instead of plain text, you can say that JSON, right click on it, format document. So it will be JSON. If you have more than one record, you will be having array. Clear? Any question here? This is a this is a contact ID, and with the ID only it is mapping with all the field information, right? This is a contact ID. What is our map concept? Map of ID comma contact. Yes or no? What is the data type? Trigger dot old map in the sense trigger dot ID comma map of ID comma that S object name, right? This S object name is nothing but this is the object of that S object with all the fields. End of the day in backend it will store as a JSON only. Contact trigger. Now we are at rollup summary. I'm going inside. So I'm going account IDs, record. Now by default, what is the account IDs we have? Blank. And what is the record value you have? The current record value it is showing. The current record value. And I'll go inside. Now it got added account IDs. Let's go there. Now it got added to account ID. You can see the values, whether it is adding or not, everything on hover. And I need to go my update account. So I went update accounts. Now you can see account IDs. How many account IDs we have here? Only one, because we are modifying only one record. If I go inside that function, inside queries, next, now in account list, I have how many records I got it? In account list, let's go and copy the value and go here, Control A, Control V, format document. Now you can see account ID, total contacts, already one from the existing value, and currently I have 2 records, right? Yes or no? Every open
Yeah.
brace and closed brace is 1 records. And this is comma separated second record. So now what is the select ID, total contacts, and ID from contact. So you got same details exactly. Yes or no? And then what we are trying to do, we are iterating this object because this you can see as an object. Using this object, we are iterating it and we are taking a size. As I said, if you have an array, something like this, we can always have a size. How many records we have? That you will get 2. So now total contacts will be 2. That's the expectation. Let's go little further. We'll deep dive. So now we'll see what is our account list of IDs. Copy value, Control A, Control V. Okay, so this one. Copy, Control A, Control V. Format, document. ACC.total. Let's say next. Okay. Boolean b equal to true because I need to stop my execution there. So I'm trying to stop. Yes. List of accounts. Okay. I should have variable declared before. Now it went right. Whatever we're thinking, it's actually went in the same order the way it showed. Like even data you can see with the replug debugger. Yes or no? How we did it? From the VS Code, you enable turn on Apex Replay Debugger. With that, what we have done, we we implemented our functionality and we tested. If we get any exceptions, we can able to do it. Let's say there are exceptions before. Get Apex lock and final variable has been already initialized. This is yesterday's, not today's. Let's go back and execute anonymous window. These are executed. You can see execute anonymous in the sense this is calling from a developer console directly. So better we don't want to do that because you can't execute that codes. Even if you run launch Apex Replay Debugger, then it will throw error. The log must be generated with the log Apex category as a finest level because this not work out. Execute anonymous code will not be work out. Yes. But will this be an easy, right, to debug? So all you need to have a breakpoints. You don't want to keep breakpoints everywhere. Again, if needed, you can also. But the simple way of doing, let's say I need to go inside this trigger. On from there I need to go inside my after insert, after undelete. And I wanted to see what is my account list. If this is my rule, if this is my rule, simply I can run my debug logs. I can click a play. See, play. The first play is went here. After that, hey, what is my next? I can go inside. Oh, this is going inside further to my breakpoints always. Here I am. From here to here, I can do a debug. Instead of debugging every time from scratch, I can debug from here to here. It's a fast way of debugging. Clear? Even if I'm lazy, I can even remove this because I know that this for sure it will go for a first time. Next time it will go. Then what I can do, I can run my debug log directly by keeping a breakpoint at my last checks. So now I'm here. I'm really fast in doing debugging for any issues. Any questions?
Not clear.
And to execute Apex Replay Debugger, you should be using at least Java 8 and 11 versions. Not every version will support. There is a recommendation. 8 is the recommended version. Okay, Java 8. Okay. Any questions?
Uh, Deepak, I am trying to just activate the Apex debug. Shall I share my screen once?